This is Patrick's ferry here at Onalaska, Texas. And I was down here yesterday doing some video recording, and I got home and I had recorded it in fast forward, and so I didn't get the footage that I needed to do that film, so I drove all the way back down here today to Patrick's Ferry here at Onalaska, Texas. That's Lake Livingston. And so they're full today. Yesterday was Friday, today's Saturday, and it's standing room only down here. So I'd like to thank my friend Dylan. He was fishing down here with his dad, and he caught me some shad that we'd used yesterday. We didn't catch anything on them. They wasn't biting here, but we've come back for try again. So I'm gonna get you some footage here of the lake here in a minute. But this is the parking lot here at the boat dock on Onalaska, Texas, Patrick's Ferry boat dock. And so thank you again to Dylan and his father for providing us with that shad. We'll get back to you here in a second. Okay, we're back. That's Highway 190 up there. That's the bridge that goes over the Trinity River here at Onalaska, Texas, and Livingston, Texas. Straight down that way, over the bridge, there's people fishing. But you can't park on the side of the highway. You have to park way down the road and walk down to fish off of that side of that concrete bank. And there was a lot of people down there this morning, but they all had to walk down there or be dropped off because you can't park on the side of the highway here. But that is the place that the people RA Fishing on Facebook has been posting about where they're catching all of the catfish at. Now, we was filming down here yesterday and we didn't catch anything, and that video didn't turn out. But we left here and we went over to Point Blank, which is not too far from here, and I knew another little fishing spot over there. Now, that one over there at Point Blank is a little boat dock also, but I don't know the name of it. And when we got there, there were some people fishing there, and they was catching them one after the other. They had 15 poles lined up along the bank, and by the time I was there 10 minutes, they'd done caught 3 or 4. In the short time we was there, they had caught a lot. When we was getting here, there was a man leaving with an ice cooler, and he said that he had caught a bunch of catfish. But you have to catch them when the shad is coming in early in the morning, late in the evening. We fished down here yesterday, like I said earlier in this video, and we didn't catch anything. They just wasn't biting here. And we went right on down the road a little ways, and they was tearing them up. But so yesterday we fished on the docks over there. But there's boats coming in and out today. There's a lot of people on the dock. And so we come over here to fish near the bridge. As you can see, all of the birds flying around. That's what you call swallows. They make their nest out of mud here on the side of the bridge. maybe I'll be able to get you some footage of somebody reeling in some fish here in a minute. Beautiful Lake Livingston, Texas. I'll get back with you here shortly again. Everybody's here, but nobody's catching anything. There's a lady over there. She said she's been here since 5 o'clock and she hadn't caught anything. And so the rule of thumb is that if you hadn't caught anything in 30 minutes, that you move on and find another spot, because they're not in there. So we got our rod set up here, and we got that shad that Dylan and his dad gave us yesterday. Up in that direction, that's where the Trinity River runs in to Lake Livingston. And so it is nice down here today, but the fish is not biting, and so we're gonna go on over to that other place at Point Blank that we found yesterday. They was catching them left and right, so I think the fish is coming in over there. And if that don't work, I think we might have to go below the dam and fish, and just check back with us here in a little bit and see what we got going on. We'll be back shortly. Okay, so we left Onalaska. We went over to Point Blank, to the place that we fished at yesterday, and it's just a small spot down there, and it was a lot of people down there fishing. So we ended up down here at Browder's Marina. That's it off in the distance there, Browder's. And this is the dike, and of course the Lake Livingston Dam is down in that direction. And so here shortly we're going to go over there. But this is the river, the Lake Livingston at the dam part. And so we're fishing to go down there and do some fishing on the Trinity River. But first we're going to go over here behind us, and I'm going to get some video footage of the camping part over here. Let me pan around. I'm using a tablet to film with it. So over there is where everybody's camping, and so we can go down in there. So we're going to turn. We're going to go turn around and go back over there. But we ended up at Browder's, and so let's see how this works. Okay, this is Browder's Marina. They did a lot of changes to it over the years. I see that they put in a lot of concrete. Now here in a minute, we're going to show you the boat dock over here. Okay, now Backwoods has got the camera now, and she's recording, and she's going to get some good footage of these people putting their boats in the water. As you can see, there's a lot of boats at this boat dock. A lot of people was out on the lake fishing that day. There's the boat. As you can see, it's a very nice one. He's better at backing up his boat than what I am. It's a boat dock at Browder's Marina in Camilla, Texas. There he goes. He's got it floating. Alright, she stops filming here now. We parked up on a hill up there, and we had walked down, and so it's a pretty good walk back up that hill. So I left backwoods down the hill while I went up to get the truck. But there's also camping here, and it's very pretty down there. They have a lot of trees with moss oak, Spanish moss on it. Now this here is below the dam, and that white deals you see in the background close to the dam is thousands of those white birds. As you can see, they only had one gate open, and it was real shallow there. You can see some people out in the distance. They waited out there fishing. Now, we ended up going completely around the lake, and we didn't really catch anything, but we seen some beautiful territory, some beautiful spots. Like I say, my 4K camera wouldn't work for me that morning, and so I had to use this tablet. And I really should have turned the tablet sideways. So over in that direction is where they had to do the work here recently on the dam. And what you're about to see is where the spillway runs into the Trinity River. It's a little sandbar there. Now, where you see that bird flying, white bird in the distance, that's the spillway that goes up in there. Now this footage here is to show you how I recorded it in fast forward, but it was done with the